to Who What Wareham. In this episode, we traveled to Staten Island, New York to meet up with Guyon Rescue, a grassroots nonprofit helping those devastated by Hurricane Sandy. And we meet Coink, a fundraising effort here in Wareham to help Guyon Rescue. Jenn and her daughter Jaden stop by to cook up some quesadillas, and we go to Piper's to get a sneak peek at some of their most popular menu items. But first, have you ever thought of writing a message, putting it in a bottle, and throwing it into the ocean just to see if anybody will find it? Well, I sat down with two girls who did just that, and 3 years later, received a surprising email.
My class, my first grade class, and Mrs. Rigo's second grade class did a Message in the Bottle project. One of our parents works at the Oceanographic Institute down in Falmouth, and she sort of initiated this, letting us know that if we provided the manpower to write the letters, she could get the bottles dropped. So we thought it was a great idea, good for letter writing skills and also a little bit of geography in the process. And on October 2nd, the kids sat down and wrote their notes, and everybody signed just their first name for privacy reasons, and each letter had either my email address or the second grade teacher's email address on them. And never in our wildest dreams did we expect to have any bottles found. So the parent helper took the bottles to the Institute, and we understand that they were dropped in the Gulf Stream around October 31st of 2009. And we didn't think another thing of the project, although Chatham was definitely sure that her bottle would be found. And then, lo and behold, the day after Christmas, I got an email from a Canadian couple that they had found a bottle, and it was Chatham's.
So Chatham, do you remember what you wrote in your Message in a Bottle?
Well, I remembered that I put my favorite food, which was chicken, and my favorite color was blue because the Canadian couple said that a person in their family also liked chicken, and their favorite color was blue too.
One of the things I wrote is that I like making new friends.
What did you feel when you found out that somebody actually found your bottle? How did you feel?
I was really happy and amazed, and my mom told me that only a handful of people could actually have their bottle found.
And what about you, Jack?
I was really excited. I was jumping up and down saying, "Yay, yay!" I was very happy. I just kept believing that it might have been found one day, and it really happened.
Where exactly was yours found?
Near one of the beaches on Abaco Island, Bahamas.
Mine was found in France during a storm, and then the person who found it said that it was found, it was in a thing of plastic, and there it was.
When my bottle was found, I wasn't sure if anybody else's was going to be found, but I had a little feeling because if mine was found and there was around 40 other bottles floating out in the sea, probably, there was a small chance of a second one coming. But then when I heard about Jacqueline's being found, I just knew there was going to be a third and maybe a fourth, maybe a fifth, because once there's two close together in dates, you know there's going to be another one.
Well, when I heard about Chatham's, I was congratulating her, and soon, and a little while later, mine was found. Made me even happier.
I guess it takes about 3 years and a few months for a bottle to travel the world, right? Maybe there'll be some more that'll turn up. It's exciting.
Has to be.
Do you think that the first grade teacher should do it again, this project again? Do you think it's worth it?
Yes.
Yes.
So when you get a message back, that's great, but besides that, why is it exciting to have your bottle found?
Because just to know that your bottle actually survived the fish, rocks, storms, and it survived through a couple of hurricanes, actually, because mine went down the East Coast. So it survived quite a few hurricanes.
pretty neat.
And like I said, there was a huge storm, and then the person found it during the storm.
Yeah, I had a bunch of. He had a lot of questions too. In his, do you remember some of the questions that he had in his email, Jacqueline?
No, but I'm sure I'm gonna write back.
So for anybody out there that's thinking of putting a message in a bottle and sending it out there, what would you say to them? Would you encourage them to do it?
Yes,
Why?
because it might happen.
Same for you?
Yes, because anything's possible if you just keep believing.
In late October, Hurricane Sandy blew through this neighborhood in Staten Island, New York. It may have knocked down houses and toppled businesses, but it brought together a community.
The day of the storm, typical, I won't talk for Staten Island, but East Coast New York, you know, we've had storms come up this way, and, you know, they haven't been as bad as what we got hit with. We were never expecting to ever get this. And the night it hit, you could just tell by the wind, the rain stopping and going, and just how forceful the winds were. I live in a wooded area with a lot of trees, and just seeing those trees bending, you know, we basically sat in the house. We sat in the middle of the house, and we just prayed that nothing would go wrong.
According to the people in the area, they saw a wave that was almost 12 feet high. The surge was 12 feet high here. And they didn't evacuate because they didn't take it seriously. They weren't told to take it seriously. And people were on their roofs. People have lost their lives down here, and they have become part of Guyon Rescue. They come in every day, and they talk. We comfort them. We give them whatever they need, blankets, heaters. A lot of people are living in their cars down here. It feels like the hurricane was yesterday.
First thing a lot of people did was venture out to see what damage was out there. Derek and Karen drove down to one of the local churches, I believe, and asked, what do you think? Who needs help? What can we do to help? And they said, why don't you go down to near Fox Beach, down Guyon, and look at the damage that happened down there.
So basically our rescue effort started a couple days after the storm. My friend Karen Tyrone and I decided to just try to bring some hot food and some warm blankets to this community. We're from Staten Island, and we noticed the devastation in Zone A here in Staten Island. This particular neighborhood, which is known as Oakwood Beach. Fox Beach was destroyed completely, as you can see behind me, and as we walk around through the few blocks in the community, houses were ruined for many weeks. They had no power, no electricity, and the neighborhood was turned upside down. We decided to set up a couple of folding tables and a tent, and try to bring, like I said, some hot coffee and blankets. And as we showed up, I put on Facebook that we were here, and the outpouring of support from the community was absolutely amazing. People started showing up with truckloads full of clothes and blankets and food and pizza and coffee and hot chocolate. And after a few days, we had to, there was a nor'easter coming.
So we had to get all the products that were coming down, and I'm telling you, we were doing 24-hour shifts. Derek did like 70 hours, 60 hours one day. I did a 40 or a 50, just straight through, sleeping down here. We couldn't leave, and we couldn't leave the products outside. VFW was kind enough to bring us inside. We sent a team down there, cleaned out the whole place, scrubbed it down. We had a mold sprayer come in just so we could get down there before the storm and protect all the products that you see in there.
I live in Staten Island. The damage is from New York Beach, and I moved, and she helped me, and I can't help it, but she just made it really nice too. She just made Christmas more my kids. That's why we're here.
We have hot food, we have supplies, we have power tools, heaters, dehumidifiers. We ask for ID when you come in. You have to be in the Zone A area, and we give you what you need. And the people keep coming back and back. The supplies are running low, but the need is still very high in Staten Island. You're welcome. There you go. Oh, give them both to her.
Thank you.
There's more out front. Okay, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
This area behind us right now was just a marshland, and everything that you see behind us is houses that came from 3 and 4 blocks away. I know most of the residents. We've been in these houses because people have come to us and asked us to help them find the deed to their houses and their wedding ring and things like that. So we take a couple of volunteers, we put gloves on, our boots on, some masks, and we head out there. We climb in through the attic and we kick down the floor, the ceiling would be of their first floor, and one of the residents will come in with us and they'll say, well, this is where my living room should have been and this is where my bedroom dresser would be. And we've been finding a lot of, you know, personal items that people needed, banking statements and, you know, things that people, their whole lives have been ruined, turned upside down, and their houses are here now and they were 3 blocks away.
A lot of this debris is what you see in front of us. And some of these lots, they were homes. You just can't see the foundation anymore.
You'll see debris, you'll see people's lives down there, you'll see rooftops, you'll see children's toys, you'll see people's whole homes are right across the street in the marsh, and they still haven't cleaned it up. There's a woman's house there, she came in last week. She said, that's my daughter's bedroom. The debris is still here. You could see all the heart-wrenching toys all scattered everywhere, pictures, photographs. It's just heartbreaking.
So this is one of the addresses on Fox Beach where, you know, the inspections came through, housing came through. Yellow sticker, not fully condemned, but as you can see, I mean, there's not many people living around in these houses. The water clearly went up at least a mile up from here, and the water is probably a half a mile down that way. So they had about 9 feet of water down this way. Now, this is the question that people, how do you rebuild this? Right. You know? They're just, a lot of people are waiting for answers. Yeah. You know? There's so much FEMA can do, there's so much their insurance is telling them. You know, that's why we're providing them with what we can. Yeah.
You know, we're really thankful to the community from Wareham. You guys supplied us with fire extinguishers and a truckload of them, and they're very needed in this area. Fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, because, you know, the houses, when the electricity got turned back on, some houses were going on fire. Some of these houses are still unsafe. The building department has been here to check on them, but, you know, there's still some gas leaks and there's still some electrical issues. So fire extinguishers are tremendously needed right now in this community. You know, we're a grassroots movement, and in the last 40, 50 days, we've been able to accumulate a lot of supplies, but not the larger ticket items. So we need help reaching out to the building supply places and saying, hey, you got to help out the community of Oakwood Beach a little bit. How long are we going to be doing this? I don't know. I said that to myself the first day. We really, at this point, we don't know. It could be 6 months, could be a year, could be 2 years. You know, we started just trying to bring some relief to the community, and our focus has changed now to not just bringing hot food, to demolishing houses. Our next phase of rebuild, we don't know how long it could take. You know, some people just need sheetrock in their basements, but some people need their whole house rebuilt.
The Wareham community will be there for this community as its residents get back into their homes. With Wareham Week and WCTV, I'm Jamie Ripan.
Learn more about how you can help the rebuilding efforts in Oakwood Heights later in this program. Now we toss it over to Jenn Drinkwater and her daughter Jaden as they make some delicious quesadillas.
My name is Jenn, and this is my beautiful daughter Jaden. Jaden, how old are you?
7.
7 years old. So we've taught Jaden that when she's cutting the chicken, to make sure she doesn't cut her hands off like her mom usually does, to hide her fingers. So she's going to cut the chicken while I move this chicken into another bowl, because we're going to saute it up just a little bit to give it some flavor before we put it in the quesadillas. We're going to saute it up a little bit with a little bit of oil and some spices. Basically, I've pulled any kind of spice that I have in my cabinet. You can use anything. Be creative. Don't be scared to use your spices. How you doing with the chicken? Please don't cut your fingers.
I'm not.
Okay. All right, stop for a second. Show everybody you still have all your fingers. Very good. Okay. So I'm going to cut this up, and then you're going to put it in the pan, all right?
All right.
We're just putting chicken breast in there. I use whatever chicken's on sale. Remember flipping it like this. Try to keep it in there. You can use your other hand on this side. And for spices, we have some Creole, some seasoned salt. I have some salsa-ish spices, some garlic pepper. So I kind of just throw whatever I feel like throwing in there to make it smell yummy. How's that smell? Does it smell good? Mm-hmm. You like that? Mm. Me too. It smells awesome. We get that all nice and toasty, and then we're gonna start another. This is pretty much done, I think. So we'll move this over here. We'll put this right here. Now this pan is the big special pan where we're gonna put our flour tortillas in there. Now, before we put the tortilla down, we probably should put a little oil so it doesn't stick. So just a dab.
Just a little dab.
Okay, so take one out and put it right in that pan. I'm gonna move the oil around. Hopefully the quesadilla will stick together. You got one?
Mm-hmm.
Put it right in that pan and swish it around a little bit, like this. Okay, we'll check it, perfect. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna layer some of this chicken on there. So grab the spoon, and what I want you to do is I want you to just layer it.
Okay.
One layer, so you're gonna spread it out everywhere, all over the quesadilla. I was looking up the history of the quesadilla because, you know, we just eat them. We don't really know. And basically, quesadilla is the queso, or the quesa is the root for cheese. So, and we're gonna put cheese in our quesadilla. I guess that's probably what makes it stick. Wow, you did such a fabulous job.
Thanks.
You are such a natural. All right, so now we're gonna put some cheese in it. Okay, get it all over the chicken. Okay, over on the side where there's no cheese. Perfect. Keep going. Okay, so now we put another one on top, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna push it down, because normally I have something that pushes it down like a cover to a pan. And what we are doing now is it's melting the cheese. I can feel it melting. You wanna push it down? You're not gonna burn yourself. You feel it? Can you feel it getting warm?
Yeah.
All right, let's get this one on a plate. Grab a plate. We're gonna slide it on there. You need to move your hands so I don't burn you. You're gonna cut this into however many parts you want, just like a pizza. And then if you want, you can dress it up. You can put a little bit of maybe salad on it. And then put a little dollop sour cream right there. Big scoop right here. Perfect. Okay, show them, hold it up, show them. Look in the camera, smile. Now take a bite.
Okay.
You can put it down on the, you try it. Take a bite, tell them how good it is. Lie if you have to.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good. All right, so that's it. Quesadillas with a little bit of sour cream, maybe some tabbouleh salad if you want.
Oh, okay.
Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
She likes it. All right, so we're good. And that's a wrap.
All right, so we're back here with Tara at Piper's, and we're going to talk today about some of her favorite menu items. Take it away, Tara. What do we got here first?
All right, right here is obviously one of our ginormous sandwiches. It's a roast beef and turkey combo with horseradish mayonnaise. Yes, it has been finished before. Not all the time, though. And it's also served with our homemade coleslaw and our hand-cut French fries. And it
yeah, I gotta think that ends up in a doggy bag most of the time.
Most of the time, half of it does, or somebody will come in and split it. But it's one of our very popular sandwich items. All of our sandwiches, we try to make a nice hefty portion. You know, you get more bang for your buck. Next up is our lunch portion of our whole clams, freshened every day over a bed of the hand-cut fries as well with our homemade remoulade sauce, or you can get tartar sauce and coleslaw. And we have two different portions, just because we know some people aren't that hungry, so you can do a lunch price or you can do a dinner price. And this over here is our chicken parm, a nice pounded chicken breast with delicious homemade sauce, and it is over our fresh pasta. Our pasta we serve is fresh and homemade. You have a choice of linguine or penne, and also served with garlic bread.
Handmade, homemade pasta, huh?
It is very good. It makes a huge difference.
Now, who's the chef? I mean, you, Dave, or do you have to hire someone?
We
to
have,
take care of it?
yeah, we have Chef Jeff back there. We also have Michael back there and Dustin as well. And our newest addition is Ellen. And they do a wonderful job. You got to keep on them, but they do great.
Well, I mean, those are 3 terrific-looking dishes. I can't believe anybody would actually finish that sandwich, to be honest with you.
You should try it sometime. See if you can do it.
Now, I should try. Now, I did come in the other day and I had you had a special, it was fried clams and a piece of whitefish.
Yes.
That was heaped like that when we got there, and I was blown away. First of all, the affordability of it and the incredible size of the portion.
Yeah.
I mean, that was...
Some people say the portions are too much, but I would rather you leave here with a doggy bag than leave here hungry.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I fully agree. I mean, we got... I think people are tired, really, about restaurants that tend to not worry too much about portion size.
Exactly.
You know. Now, how about specialty items like desserts and things like that? What do you...
We actually are working on doing our fall and winter menu right now. Actually, after this meeting, I have another meeting coming up, and we're sitting down with our Cisco rep, and we're putting it together a little bit, not changing it too much, taking some items that weren't as popular and putting some new comfort food items on for the fall and the winter, along with a new dessert menu as well.
And have a seasonally adjustable?
I would like to, yes.
Yeah.
Because more when you get into the winter time, you want to do your shepherd's pies and your chicken pot pies, your homemade soups, grilled cheeses and soups and different sandwiches.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and warm, chicken cordon bleus. And then when you get into the summertime, you want not as filling dishes.
Right.
You got to save room for the margaritas.
Speaking of which, how about chili? Do you have chili?
We do. We have homemade chili on Sundays and Mondays for football, and we have a wonderful football menu to go along with it as well.
You may have seen this blue piggy bank around town. Its name is Coink, and it's a fundraising effort by the Wareham Hurricane Sandy Coalition to help those who were affected by Hurricane Sandy to repair, rebuild, and restore. Here's the full story on this little pig and its big ambitions.
Staten Island neighborhoods were ravaged by Hurricane Sandy, but the community's spirit, resolve, and camaraderie were not blown away by the superstorm. A beacon of their resilience is Guyon Rescue, an all-volunteer group of neighbors impacted by Sandy pulling together to support their community. They do it all: serve 3 meals a day, distribute food, clothes, and household items, assist with dig-outs, demolitions, repairs, and rebuilds, organize fundraisers, and provide limitless compassion. Quite an impressive resume for this newly minted 501c3 nonprofit. The Wareham Hurricane Sandy Coalition is proud to work directly with Guyon Rescue for the long road to recovery. One of the coalition's projects is Coink. Piggy Bank Coink is a combo of coin and oink. Coink is a means for anyone who wants to help, regardless of age, ability, or finances, collecting pennies to bills. Coink's bright blue smile is a gentle reminder that our Staten Island friends are still struggling or helping those who are every single day. Coink connects classrooms and businesses, bringing fun to Wareham, as well as supporting Guyon Rescue. The joy, as well as the monies, will be shared with Staten Island. Coinks are looking for adoptive homes in businesses, lunchrooms, churches, offices, and classrooms. Along with Coink, adoptees get an official Coink photo and Guyon Rescue to hang, letting the community know who is part of this proud pig posse. Full Coink pork bellies are emptied in the coin machine at Eastern Bank in Wareham Center. Coin slips are deposited in the Coink account, with 100% of the monies going directly to Guyon Rescue. If you desire, your name is posted on the Pig Toast Tote board in Eastern Bank. At the end of each month, the top 3 high hogs receive a Coink keychain, certificate, and acknowledgement on WCTV and in press releases. While a full Coink pork belly may not appear to make much of a dent in this mountain of need, a pig posse surely will. For more information or contact links for Coink, the Wareham Hurricane Sandy Coalition, or Guyon Rescue, go to warehamtv.org and click on the Sandy links.
Coink has also made it to Facebook. Go to facebook.com/WarehamCoink to like the page and get an inside scoop where you may see one around town. Look for the bonus segment on our video on demand featuring footage from the Polar Plunge. For Who What Wareham, I'm Warren Randolph. Thank you for watching.